How's it going? Wooden Spoon Supercoach here. Round 3 is done and dusted. Heading into round 4, a lot of question marks, a lot of carnage happening through the week, a lot of trades people are looking at. I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I think I can sit on my hands this week. It's early doors. Anything can happen during the week that could force me to trade, but thinking I'm going to chill. Mac took me out this week fucking considerably, 1346. How you going, Mac? You must be feeling pretty good after that week.
Bro, I'm so stoked to finally get a decent score and bump up my season rank. I jumped up 41,400 positions in the overall. So, yep, huge. Stoked with that. Top 1% for this week in the Classic. So, I knew my team was solid. I just missed the ball with Drinky for the first couple of weeks. So,
Yeah.
now that he's out and Farlongo's in, everything's basically looking good. Obviously, saw the news about Lasardi before the game, so I just reversed my trade to Lasardi and just got Joe Chan instead, who I was seriously considering anyway. You probably remember I mentioned him a couple of videos about how he was kind of the one I preferred. I went for Lasardi because the break even, injured, boom, straight swap to Joe Chan, paid off perfectly. So,
God, what a swing that is for people who missed that news. What was it, 126 to 0? I imagine there could have been some people either with the reserve or starting Lasardi last week that really got caught out. So unlucky for them. 1176 for myself. Not great, not awful. I did still go up a few ranks. I'm at like 40,000 or something. So planning on making a bit of a push later in the year to go for a run to hopefully win the whole thing. But for now, foundation's good. Don't have to make any trades. Very happy with my team, and I think those big scores are going to start coming.
I gave up on winning once I started with Drinkwater, and he sucked for 2 weeks. So now it's all about fun and vibes. So,
the thing is,
that's why I'm honestly having more fun. I'm having more fun with the idea of you getting Cleary and me getting Hines and like just fading Cleary all year. Like that to me is more fun than trying to win right now. Let's just see what happens.
I think it is worth saying though, like you went in 1 week. I mean, granted, it's only the third score week, but you went up 40,000 spots. So I need to have a proper look at the ladder and see if there's like a bottleneck at the top or the bottom, or if it's just there's really not much in it between the top and bottom rankings. Obviously, that kind of goes without saying at the start of the season, but I don't think...
Shout out to the 6 people in the Wooden Spoon Group League that actually scored higher than me as well this week. 6 people, that's all. So you guys give yourselves a pat on the back. Get in the comment section. Let us know that you're watching. And well done, mates. Well done.
I can't wait to vlog you next week with the captaincy on Cleary.
Hines versus Cleary. Hines won this week.
Yeah, he did, but
in a losing team, even though Cleary's team put on heaps.
But Panthers, daylight, and then the second best team. So
don't play anyone that's playing against the Panthers.
Yes,
sit them all.
I've this is getting a bit rambly, but I've done up the rounds 1 to 11 spreadsheet, taken away the first 3 rounds, redone all the numbers and stuff, and Penrith are averaging, I think it's 695 Supercoach points conceded a game at the moment. It's just... I think this might be the best they've looked in this whole 5-year sort of period. So
when Jenkins scored 2 tries, I said, get him in my team. He's averaging 2 tries a week. And then he scored another 2 tries. So I was just like, I want him. But anyway, we'll get to that.
We will get to Jenkins.
Shoot off to in half an hour. So let's get through the game.
We'll power through them.
Oh, really quick. Prize pool's gone up.
Yes. Yep. Prize pool's gone up, $2.48. Not the best week. I believe that was Project Spartan who contributed that one. He's up at $16.37, so a little bit of a down week, but still a bit of money added, so can't complain. And with that, we will move over to the scores. So Bulldogs get it done in a tight one over Canberra. For Canberra, Tamale scoring a ton. He spent a lot of time in my preseason team, but I believe I got rid of him because there was a bit of a move to center, or I just convinced myself Toto was better. So you'd be very happy with that. 95 for Hutto is amazing. KO Weeks 75, nice. 60 for Noel Martin is absolutely fine, and a 43 for Sanders I'm also fine with. So who I need to scroll down for you to see. No complaints with any of the guys I played this game.
Yeah, nice. I was actually pretty impressed with Noel Martin getting 59. I didn't play him this week because against the Dogs, they're pretty much Supercoach killers as well. Low scoring game. I nearly put the captaincy on Crichton I'm glad I didn't because he was on about, well, at halftime, I was cheering, thinking, well, kicking myself, thinking I should have because he was on about 70 points at halftime and he finished on 76. So, yeah, not sure exactly what happened there, but they just can't get Crichton the ball enough. That's the thing. So hopefully they sort that out. I'm not trading him out. So hopefully they can get Crichton the ball a bit more because he looks so dangerous kicking goals and stuff as well. I reckon get Crichton in your team, folks. Um, yeah, bit disappointing from Kickow. But, yeah, otherwise, Jacob Preston probably going to be rivaling Hudson Young there for that 2RF 1-2 position this year, I
Yes.
think. Preston's on fire.
He was the main guy. He's my main talking point. Well, we've also got Kiraz with a 28, which a lot of us avoided him because of that sort of injury cloud he was under at the start of the season. So that's paid off. Jacob Preston, though, at 78 points. He changed his price this week, along with all the Bulldogs, Tigers, and Sea Eagles. Not that you'd be targeting many of them. So yeah, Preston, if you're looking at maybe you've got some cash left over and you've still got a Tino in your team or something, a swap to Preston, I love it. Can 100% get around that. He is looking like one of the second row forwards to chase this year. I would like him in my team. And yeah, Kiraz.
I think they just didn't get the ball to Kiraz enough, to be honest. It's the same thing. They couldn't get it out to the left-hand side. Like, it just didn't get out there. Like, every time they were in attacking position, I was saying, all right, get the ball to Crichton, see what he does. He'll probably put Kiraz over or something. And it just never got out there. Just stopped at the second row, went to kick out, and just Crichton didn't get the ball out on the left wing. So, yeah, I don't know.
I couldn't find what the issue is with Kiraz. I think it might be the shoulder. Don't quote me on that. Apparently, it is something different to what was hampering him in the preseason, though. So he came out like strapped up and stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. If you're an owner, you've got probably until Thursday, until lockout, to make that decision. See if any more information comes out.
Yeah.
He changed his price this week, so I'd probably move him on since he's on the bubble.
Yeah, he was on the target list for me, but with a score like that, he's going to, drop in price. So if you're on him, you could pivot somewhere else and make some money and then get him back a bit cheaper once he's looking strong again. I'm going to try and get him in rather in a few weeks once I see that form tick up and the Bulldogs get the ball all the way out to the left wing a bit more often.
Yep. And as a target and not an owner, it's good to see that break even. Maybe he drops a little bit of money and we get a discount on him. We will move on to the Roosters and the Panthers. Toya with 89. Did he get injured this game or am I making that up?
No, he was good.
Okay, cool. Tedesco with a 66. That just shows how consistent he is. This is against Penrith, who just suck all the SuperCoach points into a void. They're like the SuperCoach black hole. Yeah. Not a whole lot to talk about here, really. The forwards getting, sort of scoring to their price, which makes sense. It would have been a very forwards heavy game for the Roosters, just bringing it back constantly. So not really much to talk about here. Sam Walker with a 29. Very glad I got off him. He dropped, 50K. He's set to lose 60K next. So very glad I got off there.
Yeah, we got that wrong to start the season, but we got off in time. So hopefully everyone else got off in time as well. Even though if you've still got him, like he's still a prospect. This Panthers side, they shut down everybody. And Teddy was lucky to get his 66. Teddy owners, don't panic. It was the Panthers. Sam Walker owners, you might be willing to die on the hill with Sam Walker. Look, I understand it. If you want to back him, I actually tipped the Roosters to win because I thought the only way that somebody was going to beat the Panthers is something unorthodox, and it was Sam Walker's time to shine. And that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So, but yeah, look, it's not complete panic stations. If Sam Walker's your halfback 2, for example, definitely hold. But I don't know.
As a seller, it feels so much better getting rid of him. So if you're stressing, just get rid of him. If you're in a position to and you can, get rid of him. If you got other fires, then you can probably leave it, but he is starting to hemorrhage money.
As a seller, I was watching him stressing about whether he was going to do something miraculous all of a sudden and score higher than Nico Hines, but he didn't. So just get on. Don't mess around at halfback. Get Hines or get Cleary, and that's it. That's all you need to do, or both. I've seen a couple of stacks already with the gun halfback stack, so possible. Milky Jenkins, are you getting him?
Yes, I might. Um, if I was to get him, it would be for Toto, and that would mean I'd have to do another trade to free up like 30k. But he's got a break even of 14. He's set to go up 50k. He's basically, I mean, he's a Penrith winger, and I've got Toto, so clearly I already wanted one of them. If I can get one out and bring the other one in, I don't know. His upside is just insane. Penrith is one of those teams where they can score everywhere, and there isn't really too much of a pattern in terms of tries until Jenkins comes along, and he just seems to score one or two every single week. So I'm having a very tough time saying no to him.
Two things about Jenkins.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, you go. Well, first thing is, yeah, look, they seem to be actually, unlike the Bulldogs, the Panthers are able to get the ball out to the left quite regularly, and with good shape, it looks good. So he's getting good ball quite often. The second thing about Jenkins is I noticed once or twice he was roaming around the middle of the field. So it looks like he might have a bit of a license to go after a kick in the middle of the field as well, almost like a second fullback, which just could pop off on any day if that works for them. So maybe it was just because they were ahead and he was hungry, but yeah, he was chasing bombs in the middle of the field. So look, he's looking like a weapon. I want to get there. I just personally, I don't have the money in the bank, and I don't want to upgrade like a gun to a different gun. So probably not going to do it this week, and hopefully he doesn't just keep doing this, or else, look, honestly, if he does this again next week, if he scores 2 tries again next week, I am just trading out my top center for him, because I'm not messing around. The Panthers look incredible.
So he's played 2, correct? So he changes price next week. Is that right? No, he's played 3.
He's played 3.
Yeah, okay. He has played all 3, right? So he's gone up 100k already. I reckon he'll be out of reach next week. He hasn't got too much more money to make, but this is more of a points play for me. I think I am going to straight swap Kaoliro for him, because the Panthers have the Eels next week. I think they can score plenty of points on them. So having Toto and Jenkins, I don't think that's going to hurt me. I think I'm going to do that.
Toto should have got more points for the double grubber.
Oh, mate.
Oh my God.
It is so frustrating that a kick and regather is just not a thing.
That should be a line break. That should just be a straight up line break or something. Like, if you kick and get it yourself, like a chip and chase, you've broken the line. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
He got 14 points for that play.
Double grubber.
Yeah, it's just not good enough. Like, because the double grubber's nothing. It's like he would have got like points for a run and for a try, and like it just
that's an all time like top tier try that will be on replays forever. Like that's unreal.
Yeah, God.
The commentators were so good. Like, I don't know if you heard it on Fox, but give him 8 points, give him 10. That was awesome.
On the Matty Johns show after, they had a compilation of all the one player double kick tries, and there's only been like 6 or something. So you don't see it very often. Dylan Edwards with a 93. He's looking like a nice, safe option again. I had him for periods, I think early last year and then maybe the year before. And it's kind of, you're watching him throughout the game and he does just kind of accumulate points through work, but it is a little bit stressful, knowing that it doesn't take much for him to go a little bit low, but obviously it didn't happen this game.
He was fired up this game. Like, I'd just hate to see what he scores on a game where he's not so fired up.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely proven gun. I could get behind it. If you don't have Reece Walsh or Teddy, Edwards makes sense. I'd put him up there above maybe even somebody like Iongi, who I'm seriously considering as a good pod option in fullback all year. But yeah, Edwards makes sense. Papali'i, bit of a junky try, but he was going off. So yep, like it. Cleary, bit sad to see 69 here when they scored 40 points. I think that he didn't get enough credit for some of the good work that he did inside. It goes out, couple extra passes, and all the space that he bought.
I think that's the stat change we're seeing a little bit there. More try involvements, less try assists, but he's still got the massive upside. But I think last year this would have been a ton. Yeah. Maybe slightly under, but yeah. Toto with a 53, not concerned at all. He kind of stabilized his price a little bit. If he did get a line break, he probably would have stabilized his break even completely, but he's not in the sell category immediately. He's not stressing me out too much.
Yeah. Did you watch this game?
I think I like half watched it while I was doing something.
One of my draft mates has Blaze Talangi as his 5'8",
Oh,
right? And
wow.
he sends a message like 70 minutes into the game going, "What the heck, bro? My 5'8" is just a second rower. Do some half stuff." And I was just like, yeah, he just ran the ball every time he got it. He just ran hard. I liked it, honestly. Like, there wasn't a lot of space outside, so he just went whatever. But I love that he was like not afraid to get into contact. I see way too many halves when they get it off like a second phase play or something. They just look around for somebody else to take the tackle. Blaze Talangi was, yeah, he was not afraid to get into contact. Honestly, that's going to work really good for him.
Yeah, pretty much
He's
all his
either going to,
points are in runs and tackles.
or in runs. Yeah. Honestly, it's solid. Like that, if that's his floor, then that's great. Imagine if he picks up some try assists or something, and he's creative out there too. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Something
Talangi.
definitely worth mentioning, Casey McLean with Jenkins in the team. I think Jenkins might steal a few of his points. He seems to be more of an attacking focal point than Casey McLean. So
Yeah.
if you did go him, that's probably a pretty easy straight swap, I'd say. What's McLean's break even now? 73. It's not panic stations. You definitely don't have to do it. But if I was in that position, I'd just be flicking him over to Jenkins.
They're kicking to Milky Jenkins every time. He's just got that AFL leap about him, you know?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
great. He's bloody great. Yeah, Jenkins, I'm trying to get him. He's a target, but I probably won't be able to do it this week.
Easy. Honestly, if I think you can't do it this week, I don't think you can do it because he'll be, towards 800k next week, and then who knows? Like,
If I had, like, I could do a trade and I can get somebody worth 700,000, but that's looking like Val Holmes, and if I can
yeah,
just find a little bit more money with one of my other trades, then maybe I would just go straight to Herbie. But yeah, I don't know. At the time I was saying get him in my team, but I think it's just a bit tricky. I don't know. Maybe I do just go straight for Milky Jenkins right now. And say no to Valentine Holmes, get Tom Jenkins in, watch him come out and score 30 next week, and I'll be spewing.
you'll have to update us on Wednesday if you've found a
Yeah,
way to get him
Wednesday.
in.
Yeah, Wednesday. Right.
Right.
We done with this one?
Storm
Yeah.
Broncos. So,
Oh yeah. Let's see. Let's go. Who tipped the Broncos? Let's go.
Did you tip the Broncos?
Yeah, bro.
Okay. All right. Fair.
Let's
So
go.
Joe Chan with an 128. Massive condolences to anyone who didn't get him in time. And Lasardi out. Lasardi, if you didn't get him out, you probably just hold. He'll be back eventually. I think it's a month he's back.
That's 4 weeks. You could be making money from somebody else.
Yeah, but he's like guaranteed, and you save yourself that trade.
Yeah.
It's very situational. If you're generating enough cash already, you can let him sit.
Yeah.
If you miss the boat a little bit, then
geez, you wish it would be a bit shorter than 4 weeks, but he might come back earlier. I don't know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want him to be for 4 or 5 weeks, and just as soon as he comes back, he'll get a price boom. But yeah.
Yeah. Needless to say, when he does come back, he'll be the most traded in player that week. Jerome Hughes with an 102. So he's one of the guys that I'm starting to think about. It's still so early to even be saying this word, but Hughes is always a gun over the Origin period. I was even considering bringing him in last week, which is unfortunate because of the Origin factor. He will be coming into my team at some point. So good to see him hitting the ceiling as well in a game where they only score 14 points. He looks like he's going to go up a bit of money, but I don't think he's going to be scoring tons that often. But yeah, I'll be eyeing him off.
I don't think there's been enough chat about Jerome Hughes to start the season. It's all Cleary, Hines, and who else? Maybe Sam Walker. It's like everyone forgot that Hughes has been like the halfback 3, like pushing for halfback 2. Like
even just in the Storm game itself, the talking points in Storm are Joe Chan, Fa'alongo, Harry Grant, Lasardi, all these guys. So he just kind of gets left out. But yeah, don't sleep on him. He's probably a pod too. I wonder what his ownership is, because the Storm don't have a buy for ages. 7% of teams. Is that it?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting one.
Halfback 2 option or halfback 1. Seriously. If you got Sam Walker and you don't have enough for Cleary or Hines, get Hughes.
Yeah.
Serious.
Definitely.
Great option. Really good option.
Utoi Kamanu, as you mentioned earlier, he's just chugging along. He's doing really, really well.
I want Stefano. I might downgrade somebody to Stefano this week so I can get that cash and get a bit of cash flow with Stefano. He's looking good. I nearly started the season with him, but I went with Keon. I was happy in the first week, but Stefano's outscored him the last 2 weeks, and now Keon's on a bye. So I might just dodge Keon and get onto Stefano. And yeah, maybe I get Keon back later. He hasn't broken many tackles or got any offloads or anything yet, and Stefano's tearing it up. So yeah.
That's the thing though. If Keon does just manage to get an arm free, then he's scoring 80s. Yeah, Munster with a 62. I don't think I'd be that happy with it, to be honest. With how well Storm are doing, he seems to just be getting 60 every week, which is a fine score, especially at 5'8".
Yeah, well, that's about where he's priced, and they lost the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you bought him because he's a gun, and he's proven, and you don't want to waste trades there. I get it. I'd
Yeah.
hold him.
Yeah, I
I'd be
understand the
looking to.
pick. I just
I'd be putting
I wouldn't be
Purdue
looking
in.
at getting rid of him either. But
No.
you just want to see a little bit more ceiling from him because there's been some big performances from the Storm, and I don't think he's really scored anywhere over 70. Maybe he has, but he hasn't like blown the roof off the place.
If Sean Law comes back, then Munster could pick up a couple of extra line break assists or something. So
that is a good point.
Yeah.
Harry Grant, the 47, fine. He had an off week. He's done enough for us already, so his average is still
goals.
fine. Yes, he did. I forgot about that. I did see that.
I don't know where the rest of his points disappeared to, where the hundreds were from the last couple of weeks. Maybe it's all just the easy tries, but he couldn't get one against the Broncos. But yeah, he was kicking goals and he still only scored 47. But yeah, no problems with Harry Grant. That's just a down week. Not a problem.
Over at the Broncos, Ricky with 123. He scored a double, right? I think he did.
Yep.
So look, the Broncos edges have never really been too Supercoach relevant outside of like cheapy sort of areas. Not to say they're bad players, they're just not great Supercoach players. Payne Haas with an 84 is great. That's a bit more what we expected from him. Little bit of a slow start to the season, but like if it was anyone else, we'd be saying they're doing really good. So just high standard that comes with Payne Haas. Similar point with Tony Staggs, same as Jordan Ricky. He'll probably score like 30 next week. Carrigan with a 69. He's been a nice pick for the start of the season. You'd be pretty happy with that one.
Stoked. Yep. He's been solid. Might run Payne Haas, Pat Carrigan as my front row 1 and 2 this week. See how we go.
Be very nice. Walsh with a 69. Did I captain him for that? No, I captain Cleary. 69's fine. Low-ish scoring game. I really think those big ceiling games are coming for Walsh. He has those moments. It's just when everything clicks, then you don't want to be missing out on that. For the rest of the Broncos.
Get ready for everybody to captain or vice captain Reece Walsh this week in the Battle of Brisbane against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I've got the vice on him for sure.
Yeah.
But the Dolphins showed some though, so it's not going to be like a walkover game. Not that there are
I was
many.
a bit disappointed with Anderson in this one. He was just too keen. He overran everything. He overran the kicks. He overran the passes. Like his positioning was just off. I think he was just a bit too eager.
I can't recall seeing him once, to be honest.
That's right, because he was always out of the picture. He overran everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, Willison as well. He looked dangerous on the edge, except for the fact that he couldn't get any of his lines right. And he basically just, even though he's giant out there running at heaps of space, he just, I don't know, tripped over his own teammates way too often. So yeah, they probably won't run him there again. Piakora was the answer for sure once he got on. So I probably wouldn't get on Piakora though. He's tackle machine. But yeah, we'll see.
I just, other than the guns, I don't know if there's too much relevance.
No. One thing I want to mention is my girlfriend started with Katoni Staggs and convinced her she had a really solid team, right? I convinced her that Staggs was probably like the weakest point in her team and that she should trade him out and get something different. And I went a bit of a pod direction with it, and we went for Simi Sasangi because he has the duel and he's making money. So I said, look, worst case scenario, we'll just get Staggs back next week after we've made some money. But yeah, look, Staggs came out with an 83, so
yeah,
she was okay. She wore it. She was no problem. But yeah, Sasangi still scored 50. But yeah, and
he's
just making money.
Coach. You need to be able to cop those ones on the chin.
Yeah, and she did. She wore it very well. So yeah.
Nice.
But
I think the only other guy to talk about in this game really is Moses Leo. Little bit more of a pooey score there, 34. So his break, pretty much not many of the center wings have really kept going through the first 3 rounds, and there's not really a standout one of them. Am I forgetting anyone? I think they're all sort of like just going to be a bit more plotterish now rather than exploding with money, which is fine. It would have been a little bit chaotic having everyone rise a shitload of money. There is still a lot of cash this year, but yeah, it's not going to be too easy, I think is what I'm trying to say.
I got about 10 minutes, so
easy.
I might have to skip on the last couple of games or so, but I'm keen to get through Warriors Knights and Dolphins Sharks.
I'm sure everyone's looking forward to the Cowboys and Titans recap. So, righto. Knights and Warriors. Warriors get it done. They are a team this year. I've in the new table and everything. I've actually moved them up to the orange category, so the second best tier. I think they're the real deal. And Tanner Boyd, if he wasn't kind of a ridiculous price, he's 700k now. He just looks amazing. Averaging, I think it's about 113 to start the year. The forwards for the Warriors look amazing. It's working, and they are going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, probably could have got Tanner Boyd last week and got that price change and got that big score, but now that I've missed it, surely you don't spend that much. You surely just get Nico or something.
Yeah,
right?
And
are we missing something here? Is the Warriors system so good that no matter what number 7 plays there, they're going to get tons every week? I mean, maybe.
Well, that's the thing. Like, how do you drop Boyd when Metcalf comes back? That's going to be a real head scratcher. I mean, surely Boyd can't just keep doing this every week. But yeah, God, that they're going to have some decisions to make. In terms of SuperCoach relevance, Fisher Harris has been scoring pretty well for the whole year. Same with Aaron Clark. He's another one I'd really like to get in my team. Probably more so than Preston now that I think about it. I think Aaron Clark's a bit more potty. Halasima just continues to be relevant. I still don't recommend trading him in, but if you have fun. If you're a fan of the guy, go for it. He's scoring well, so I can't be too against it. For the Knights, Trey Mooney, with the binning and the suspension. Annoying. He was on track to make a really good bit of money. Now he's got a 56 break even. It's fine. I'm not too worried. We'll just cover him for however many weeks he gets.
No love for Jackson Ford?
Sorry?
No love for Jackson Ford?
I was looking at...
points.
He made me segue to just talking about the Warriors forwards as a whole. They were just so good. But yeah, Jackson Ford's been really good this year as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't take out Payne Arthur or anything like that, but that's about my only way to get to him at the moment. He's already priced at 670. It's massive.
Oh, with a -7 break even. Bloody hell.
I mean, I could probably go Keon to Jackson Ford, but then I don't have any money. I'm not banking anything, I'm just waiting for the next price change. So surely he's the same. Surely he can't just keep turning up every week.
Nah, it'll balance out. Yeah. The longer we go, the more of a sample size we have to know whether these kind of things are just kind of little runs.
Bloody good job, anyone who started with Tanner Boyd and Jackson Ford. That is huge.
If anyone did, like, I feel like, there'd be a Warriors fan out there that has them both. Yeah. But like, God,
bloody good shout.
And naturally they'd have like Aaron Clark in there as well. And God, good time to be a Warriors fan. Not too much relevance in a SuperCoach sense over at the Knights. Dylan Lucas gets another 67 again. He just keeps seeming to churn out decent scores. So like we've been saying all year, if the Knights click, he's going to become a really good option because he's got some attacking upside. Yep. But with the injuries and stuff, he's a wait and see for now.
Yeah, plus, they're not going to be getting any better until they get some of their spine back. So yeah, I'd fade Lucas for now. I'd probably fade everybody on this team as I have. I don't have any Knights right now, so I never bought in Trey Mooney. So I never had Fletcher Sharp or Ponga. So yep, haven't touched the Knights all year, and it's looking good at this point. So yeah, but Lucas potential target once all my 2RFs have stopped making money. When somebody peaks, maybe Ponga and Sharp come back in. Maybe
he could be another guy good for the Origin period, I think, if he doesn't make it in, because he's got the skill to make the side. But there's just a lot of people he'd have to beat to the jersey. Sharks and Dolphins. Didn't see this one coming either. A few upsets this round.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So for my team, Kale Iro, this was a very important score. He's kind of stabilized out that break even. So hopefully he would have dropped a little bit of money. Hopefully I can still afford to get Jenkins in for him. And I love that trade this week. 81 for Nico Hines, 90 for Brayley. Another guy I want to get in. He's going to have to wait, though. I think I need to make a bit more money before I can get all these guys in. Fanua Blake, just not an option, 57. Until he's consistently scoring tries again, I'm not keen. How did Bramian go? 41. It's all right, I guess. But
he made a little bit of money for me, but he's probably the one on the block this week for me to make one of my upgrades. Like I'm trying to bring in a gun CT dub, probably get rid of Ramian and try and bring in Herbie, or Jenkins, or Holmes. Maybe Eero at a bit of a discount. I'm happy to get on Eero, to be honest. Like he's going to be good, but maybe just wait until that break even stabilizes a little bit so he doesn't drop more money next week or something.
100%.
But yeah.
For the Dolphins, Asako 98 is really good. Asako just always comes in and out of SuperCoach conversations. He'll go 98, he might do it again next week, and then he might score, 40 for a couple of weeks. Then he'll score 98 again, and he'll end up averaging at about, 65, which is fine, but I'm not the biggest fan.
He's a top point scorer in the NRL last couple of years in a row, right?
Yeah.
Kicks all the goals, hits them sweeter than anybody, picks up a try or two every week or two, right? His work rate just isn't quite there like some of the other CT dubs, but he is the kind of person that you could just put into your center wing 4 or something and just set and forget all year, because he will average, like you said, 65, 70. It's just you got to be willing to wear the low scores and the high scores.
Yeah.
So
I
if
think
he picked up his work rate just a little bit, he'd be insane.
I think he's a better pickup towards the back end of the season that you then play on matchups as like a center wing 5 maybe.
Yeah. Especially once by then teams' attack has clicked. As soon as you think the Dolphins' attack has clicked, get on Asako, and you'll make money.
Farmworth with an 85 is fine. He is going to explode at some point. The day he scores a double, it's going to be like 175 points.
Guy is so scary to watch every game that you don't own him. It's just like, somebody fucking tackle him.
Yeah.
Wrap his arms up. Like, how does he just offload every run?
It is seriously impressive. He's such a gun.
I was explaining to Chloe, most people get 1 point for a run unless they go over 8 meters. They get 2 points. Herbie goes over 8 meters, gets a tackle bust or 2, and then gets an offload. He's getting like 10 points per run.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's so good. Selwyn Cobbo stabilized his break even, which is very nice. He was another one on the chopping block last week, but he gets a second chance. He'll even start to make money with a good score next week, so you'd love to see that. Hammer with a 69. I just don't think you can take up a fullback or flex spot with Hammer. Again, when the Dolphins attack starts clicking, then the Hammer is capable of scoring 150s, so his time will come. I just don't think it's now.
He's a top 5 fullback last year who just scored the same amount of points as Reece Walsh and Falongo cheaper. Or cheaper than Walsh, I should say. So yeah, look, he's a great pod option, to be honest. My housemate has him in his team, and he actually has probably too many Dolphins, and including Asako and Hammer. And yeah, my housemate's team scored better than mine this week, like 1360 or something. So
Bloody
look, Tabuai Fido, serious threat.
Something I'm seeing. Sorry to cut you off there. Max Plath, 36. So I don't know if he's got a really bad role at the moment. If we see him come in at 9, if he was to bottom out to 400-ish K, easy trade in when that happens. But getting a little ahead of myself here.
Starting at 9, then he came off. Schneider came on, but then Plath, I think, went back on into 13 role.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think his minutes are probably going to be increased again. And I'm pretty sure he's going to start at 9 again next week. Excuse me. And then his minutes should keep going up. And yeah, look, I assume he'll get the duel and his minutes will go up. So definitely a watch.
Nice. That could be a nice little bailout for Reed Marnie owners. Just flip it to Max Plath, provided the role is actually good and he's not going to be scoring 36s, but it's what it is. We will move on to the Rabbitohs and the Tigers. Rabbitohs get it done. Close match. Jai Gray with 101. I know a few people started with him. You'd be very happy if you did. Fafita with a 70 is great. Mitchell with a 70 is great. Both for owners and non-owners, I can definitely stomach a 69 from him. And also, if you owned him, you probably wouldn't be upset with it. 64 for Kolomatangi, fine, not too worried. As long as he's scoring, 60 to 70 a week, I'm not worried at all. Cam Murray with a 61. How much money did he end up making? 15K. So, yeah, glad I didn't go there. Cody Walker with a 34. You cursed him, Mac.
Mate, I didn't curse him. I just didn't start the season with him.
He was always cursed.
I knew this was possible. Like, yeah. And honestly, the Rabbitohs just aren't an 80-minute team. They just play for chunks of 10 minutes at a time, and then they clock off for 10 minutes, and they play for 10 minutes, and they clock off for 10 minutes. I don't know. Like, I just don't like that. I'd rather have Blaze Talangi in there just taking hit-ups every set.
This game was literally background noise for me this weekend. I didn't, there was a lot of games I didn't watch, so I'm basically going off the scores for a lot of these, but yeah, I don't know. Was it that score indicates that it was like an exciting back and forth game, or?
It was actually a good game. It was a good game. There was a few errors and stuff in it, but it was a good game. I think my dad nailed this in week 1 when we were at Suncorp watching Dolphins play the Rabbitohs. He kept screaming out for them to put on some shape on the left side, and then after about halftime or something, he goes, "They've only got like set plays running on the right, on the left. They're just playing eyes up footy, like what?" And that's exactly what's happening. Like they're just all standing around, and then Cody gets the ball, and it's like, "Oh, what are we doing?" And I'm like,
yeah, God.
If they ran some shape out there, they'd be deadly. They're just, I don't know, trying to play a little bit too eyes up on the left-hand side or something maybe, and that's why they're sort of hot or cold. But yeah, look, stoked with Fafita, keeping him in my team for sure. Keon might get the axe just so that I can make some money with somebody like Stefano, who's cheaper and outperforming him. But yeah, look, happy with this as a Mitchell fader for sure, and definitely happy with this as a Walker fader and Purdue owner. I am cheering. Bit of a bummer for the Tigers, though. They did lose both halves in this game to injuries. So Dewey and Luai both out with injuries. Keep you posted on how long they're out for. Terrell May, fine with the 69 here. Could look for some more offloads or something. Samuel Afinu? Yeah, he's looking deadly, honestly. He is looking deadly. 508,000, negative 27 break even. Doesn't get the price change until next week. So, yeah, he's set to make money. He's a good option at 500k.
I would be worried about any Tigers going forward. With both halves gone, I don't know. Even the forwards, like, sure, they're going to get their base stats and everything, but I think, honestly, this is sort of like the mini bubble week. So we got the Bulldogs, the Tigers, and Manly. I don't think there's much relevance in the second mini sort of bubble price change at all. I don't think we're targeting anyone from the Tigers, except for Makasini, who pretty much everyone's going to have. For the Bulldogs, it's basically just Preston. And for Manly, like, let's be real. So, yeah, it's it was shaping up to be quite a big trading week, and I'm sure it still will be for some. But I think there is a place where you can save at least one trade this week.
I gotta go, man.
All goods, bruh. I'll wrap up the last 2 games. All good.
Yeah, sorry about that. But
no worries.
I'll message you, and I'll be keen for Wednesday, and I'll try and have my trades actually sorted out.
Yeah, all good, man.
Cool. All right,
enjoy yourself. Have a good time.
Thanks.
Max had to bail on us, so we'll quickly get through these last 2 games. Not a whole lot to touch on anyway. For the Eels, Kidioni Katoga with a 93 top scoring for the Eels. Can't imagine he's too SuperCoach relevant. Yep, 550k. That's just awkward as fuck. Don't want to do that. Talon Silva had a good game, but I don't think we're looking at him. Maybe if he has another good game next week, it pushes that break even down further. Maybe he could be a little bit of a bailout for Reid Marnie as well. Pezzett with a 50 with that penalty try that was somehow given to him. I won't complain though. His cash gen is nice and stable. Don't think there's too much else to touch on here with the Eels. Obviously, Hopgood's done an ACL. He's gone for the year. Immediate sell for anyone who's got him. However, if you do have other burning issues in your team, he's not going to go down in price. He's not going to play, so you can sort other stuff out first. Iongi with a 33 is surprising in a Eels team that scores 30 points. So Could be seeing just a bit more of a hot start there and less of a keeper option, but he's still playing really well. So we'll see how his average keeps going. For the Dragons, Jaden Sewer has had a very nice start to the year. He's already gone up 50k. He's probably going to go up more. So he could touch 700k next week. He's probably someone you wanted to have in before price changes. I can't see buying him for nearly 700k being worth it. Leilua with a 90 and a 1 break even. He's made 55k. He's 475k. Mac could probably look at him. I don't know if he ended up starting with him or if he's traded him out or whatever, but he could be a nice little downgrade for a underperforming gun. Val Holmes with an 80 is quite significant because he's stabilized that massive break even. And I'll flip over to here. The Dragons actually have quite a good run coming up. They've got Gold Coast into the Cowboys, into Manly, Souths, Sydney, by Newcastle, Penrith, and then into the Origin period. So people eyeing off Val Holmes, rightfully so. I think he can do some damage in the next sort of month. Setu with a 54 is fine. He's chugging along. His time will come when he scores a try and invigorates that cash gen again. Lastly, the Cowboys get it done over the Titans. Jackson Purdue with a 115. Jealous. I really wanted him in my team over Cody Walker, so quite a big swing there. Drinkwater has repaid anyone who held on to him. If you did hold on to him, you have a gigantic set of balls, and you deserve every single one of those 96 points. Hillam Lukey with a 63. He's made 70k, and with a break-even of 32, he's probably not going to make too much more without attacking stats. So it's still a good guy to have in your team, but I'm probably not going to look at targeting him. Reed Marnie with a 34 needs to go. I don't know why I picked this guy. He was in my never again basket for a reason. Hopefully a dummy half cheapie pops up that becomes an option for us, like a Talon de Silva or a Cheese coming back soon. Yeah, it's just, I don't want anything to do with the Cowboys. At the Titans, Jaden Campbell comes back in fashion with a 97. First game of the season, so we've got plenty of time to make a decision on him. In years past, when I haven't had Campbell and my opposition has, it has been a scary watch. Keeney finally getting more of a score to what we expect. Starting to push that break-even down a little bit, so hopefully he can finally make us a bit of money. And if he does manage to do that, I'm going to look to just upgrade him to another gun. I think I want to start gunning for points a bit more aggressively at the start of the year this year. Arama Ho with a 63 is great, and he'll be starting for me next week, covering for Keon. So hopefully he can do that again. Tino with a 41 just justifies selling him last week. Break even of 111. He's lost 73k. It's just going to keep going down. Get rid of him if you haven't already. Faymani with a 32 is disappointing, but it's going to happen with these cheapies. Hopefully he can score a try next week and get that break even down low again. Cooper Bye with the 24. He's probably going to be a guy that I'm going to look to get rid of when I have a spare trade, but I think I will let him plod along a little bit and maybe he can get a decent score and make a little bit of money. So that's it for the review. When it comes to trades, I think for me, it's just going to be Iro out, Jenkins in, which I can afford to do. Yeah, nice. I like the look of that. You can see I got the Vice on Walsh, captaincy on Cleary, and that is how I'm running into the week. Don't forget to leave your bets in the comments for the week of footy coming up. Any winning bets get added to the prize pool. And we'll see you for the teams lists on Wednesday. Later.